he doesn't really have a plan, unfortunately.
Hard to argue.
8 minutes after the top of the hour, and we have been detailing on this channel the scandal with the IRS on how they had to apologize because they illegally targeted conservative groups. And Lois Lerner, of course, famously about a year ago planted that question. Well, now we're learning that Lois Lerner, the woman taking the oath right there, she had a Blackberry. And as it turns out, it was destroyed intentionally and wiped clean after she was called in front of Congress and talked to congressional staff members about the targeting. Behind closed doors, they talked to her about it, and then next thing you know, she goes to the IT guy and apparently says, I don't need this, blow it up, and they did.
Right, this came out of a declaration wrote in part by Thomas Kane, Deputy Assistant Chief Counsel for the IRS. And that timing is key because she was already under questioning. Jim Jordan out of Ohio, the representative there, he said, wait a minute, we asked her about this. She lied to me.
We had brought Lois Lerner in. Our personal staff in our office and committee staff sat down and asked her. We confronted her. We said, is targeting going on? We'd heard from groups in Ohio. We'd heard from groups around the country. Is targeting going on? She lied to us and said, no, this is a normal course of how we determine whether someone gets C4 status. So then a few months later, they wipe her Blackberry clean. So all I know is it sure looks suspicious when you follow the timeline. And frankly, this entire ordeal, all kinds of suspicious and ridiculous things take place when you look at the timeline.
And up to 26 Democrats now agree with Republicans. There needs to be a special prosecutor. This woman must travel with a rubber mallet between her beating up her hard drive and destroying her Blackberry. Right. What does she have, a billy club and an axe?
The key was her hard drive supposedly had already crashed. So some of the email that they needed were on her Blackberry. But instead, it got wiped clean.
Remember the days when Fawn Hall just used a shredder? Now we got to destroy hard drives and destroy Blackberries.
In a timely fashion,
right.
Of course, right after you were questioned about it. Well, Ainsley Earhart joins us right now with headlines. Hey there, friend. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you. Let me tell you about the primary results. They're pouring in from 4 different states this morning. Let's start with Arizona. Retired Air Force combat pilot Martha McSally